I am who I am, man, and you know, I think I'm in a position in my life where I'm very happy. Person of the who? What is it?
Person of the year.
Nah, that's too much.
You didn't get a vote?
I don't know. I don't know. It's the first time I'm here. I don't know.
But you promised to deliver world peace this year?
No, I don't promise that either.
You're up again.
I shouldn't even be nowhere near that list. Nowhere near.
We're going to agree on that one, LeBron. I'm in on that. So LeBron has been nominated for Time Person of the Year. Also on that list, Sarah Palin. I put LeBron over Sarah Palin. The cast of characters is quite astounding, and considering that George W. Bush has won the Time Person of the Year twice, maybe LeBron should win the award. So we're putting it out there. LeBron as Time Person of the Year. Roger Lajoie, are you in or out with that?
Well, I'm out with it. First of all, an athlete should never be on the cover of Time as the Person of the Year because they're not as important as anybody else. They think they are, and I'd hate to say it as a sports guy, but they're not. However, I'll put a little caveat. I'll put a little caveat in on it. Person of the Year is more the personality of the year, is who everyone was talking about through the course of the year. You mentioned George Bush. You mentioned Sarah Palin. I think Osama bin Laden's been a candidate for Person of the Year. It's personality who's making news. What this is a word about. This isn't necessarily a positive thing. We love you. So in that context, Gareth, maybe he is the Person of the Year.
Great call,
we spent a lot of time
Raj.
talking about him.
Will, you in or out? Your buddy, LeBron.
I'm out on it, but not for the reasons that you guys may be. I don't think he's done anything to win the Person of the Year. Hitler won the Person of the Year before for Time magazine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's be clear. Is he highly influential and people are watching to see what happens? Great, yes. But even just watching that clip, I feel sorry for him because he doesn't seem like the same guy.
Sorry for him?
I do. Listen to me. I'm not talking about the money.
No.
I just
Sob story of the year, LeBron James story.
Okay, I feel sorry for him because he doesn't look like he's happy to do what he does for a living. And it's sad because he made a decision that no one liked.
He did it to himself.
Yeah, well,
it was his choice.
Yeah.
And it was his decision to decide his decision in the way that he did.
That was the worst part.
Warren, you win or out, Person of the Year?
I am out. My Person of the Year is Tiger Woods.
Well,
there you go.
There's certainly a newsmaker.
There's so much around Tiger Woods. Why shouldn't he be Person of the Year? You're right. Will is exactly right. Doesn't mean that when you get a lot of money that you're necessarily happy. Donald Trump, Tiger Woods is another case in point. I think LeBron James, when you see him, he doesn't necessarily want all this Time magazine, all this fame thrown upon him. He just has to have it because now he has to win championships.
Either candidate is better than Lady Gaga in her meat dress. She's on that list as well. Yikes. What about Jean-Sébastien Giguere? Is he Toronto Maple Leafs Player of the Year? Maybe. The guy's been pretty good, but I'm sorry, for his $6.5 million ticket, I personally don't think he should be the Leafs starting goaltender. I didn't like the trade when it happened, despite getting rid of Blake and Toskal. It's all about cap space, and the Leafs got none of it to make a move now because this guy's still on the roster. Giguere, as Leafs starting goalkeeper, you win or out, Roger?
Well, I'm in as a starting goaltender, Gareth. I like Giguere, quite frankly. I think that's the least of the Leafs' problems right now. 6.5 for a starting goaltender is a lot of money. But you know what? I think he's a pretty good goaltender. I don't think
for
goaltending's
a bottom-barrel team, Raj, is it necessary?
Well, is it necessary? Well, no, but you're stuck with it, Gareth. The choice is then put him on the bench and pay him $6.5 million not to play. If you don't think Gustafsson can play 60 games, you got to play him. And I think I got to disagree. I think he is the #1 goalie.
You win or out?
I'm in on it only because, well, Roger and I, agree on this thing, is that you can't have a $6.5 million asset sitting on the bench as a spectator, right? And part of the problem with the Leafs is not so much the goaltending, is that they have offensive problems.
Sure.
You thought it was going to be Kessel. You thought it was going to be this new kid.
But you can't bring in these offensive players and make a deal because you got no cap space because these guys
I'm talking about the ones they have now.
No,
Well,
that's how you get better, right? Bringing better offensive players.
Well, to a degree, there has to be some balance. If you have a decent goaltender, some decent defenders, you want to have your top two lines at least be halfway decent, and the Toronto Maple Leafs just don't have any offensive firepower right now.
Q, you in or out? Giguere started goaltender.
There's been so much wavering on Giguere. I heard at the start of the season that, this was going to be the goalie of the season. This was our goalie. This was the Leafs goalie, and I'm a Leafs fan. I'm in for him as our goalie right now, and I know it's a big dollar figure, but I will agree with Roger that there are just the components not there around him right now. And I don't think Gustafsson necessarily, in their mind, is the answer. And I'm out on the fact that Brian Burke, with some of the decisions that he'd made on bringing guys over from Montreal, from Anaheim, all this kind of past glory that he's had of winning a cup. Well, you know what? Right now, I think he's in a city that wants a winner. He doesn't know how to work it, and he's made decisions that, oh my God, how am I going to live with these, and how am I going to change it? Because I haven't really blown it up. I got to live with guys like Giguere now.
It's unfortunate because, once again, I'll go back to that $6.5 million ticket. That's a problem. You can't build a winning team when you got a guy who's average, who's a decent goaltender, eating up so much cap space. This team still sucks. We're going to take a break. After the break, are you all aboard the Argo ship? But this Argo ship is different because this boat doesn't have any young people. It's my last word next.